All right, welcome back. We'll be talking about, let's continue from where Aisha Yesufu talked about other politicians uniting against Peter Obi. Is it really a unity against Peter Obi, or Peter Obi is actually gaining the trust and a kind of the how do I call it, the buy-ins of some traditional politicians? You heard it the last time where people were talking about Kwankwaso trying to deputize Peter Obi, even as the only precondition to move into ADC if ADC should give him the ticket. Certainly in democracy, you're not going to have anybody, everybody, and all citizens say, "Oh, you are the one we want." There must be some dissenting voice. Is it truly that Peter Obi's camp is not able to handle the voice of dissent, or every other person is truly uniting against Peter Obi? Let me start from you, Philip.
Yes, if you listen to Aisha Yesufu, what he's saying is, though is true to a large extent, but it's not entirely true. But you can't help but to agree with with Aisha on this matter, because the thing is that who are Obi's supporter in the known politician, not out of recent, even now that is in ADC, we don't know those who are truly in support of Peter Obi in the ADC. You understand? Because if we said the ADC is a coalition, what it portends is that they've agreed that majority of people will share their interest and bank their interest on one person for the purpose of the election. But that's not happening in ADC. They're still talking about primary and all. That's why the obedient group has said that it's Obi or nothing. You see, Aisha Yesufu is saying what he's saying from what we hear every day. We're here. We have one of our, of our friend discussed that, who was a strong Obi supporter in 2023 election, but he's speaking vehemently against Obi in today's, matters of Obi election. What are the reasons? People are now seeing that Obi, if he becomes the president, the way it is, some of them who are, core politicians or they are career politicians have found out that what they think of getting out of politics, they won't get it from Obi, because Obi represents changes. Like you rightly said, Obi is that man who believes that every kobo spent should be accounted for. Exactly. And some of these people, they are into politics to make money instead of to serve the people. Okay. That is why the young people today are going after, because Obi represent what they think it should be, this change they are looking for. And we are not seeing it in the political elite. And that's why, because when Aisha Yesufu said that they are against Obi, he's not saying wholeheartedly, oh, they are working against Obi, because he does not see the people, the kind of support we expected from the political elite for Peter Obi as the youth is giving it to him. This is the reason why I said they are working against Obi's interest.
The truth still remains that in life, for me, I might be wrong, but there's nothing like negative publicity. If you are making the person popular, no matter how hate Wike reach or you love Wike reach, for us to talk about Wike, you're making him more popular. So that's what's happening in with Obi. And I don't blame Aisha and Obi supporters for saying that. Look at this whole storyline. PTB have a problem today. Who are they blaming? Yes, people are mentioning wicked names collectively, but look at Labour. Everybody is Obi. ADC is having problem today. Who are they blaming? Then Obi moved to ADC. When Amechi moved, there was no hurry, there was no backlash, there was no people condemning him. Once Obi moved, become a national story, people.
Okay. Let me come in there. So we represent the how do I call it, the noise you are trying to refer to, that happened in ADC recently. When Amechi, when the coalition started, Amechi, Erufai, Atiku, Leah Imoke, the rest of all of them, came to have a coalition against the current government. As a matter of fact, Amechi was given the assignment to register a new party. I think Ada is still in registration, and Leah Imoke was given an assignment to look among the older existing parties, which one will be more suitable to use should fresh registration not be possible. And they settled for SDP or ADC. SDP was even the number one, because one is connected to Abiola legacy of Nigerian democracy and things like that. And when these people were doing all they were doing in ADC, Atiku's followers didn't say it must be Atiku or ADC will not work. Amechi fuelers also didn't say it must be Amechi or ADC does not work. But immediately Obi obedience came in with P2B. Obedience are saying, so we'll quote Bolaji rightly, no matter who you support. Obedience are saying, it's either you give this ticket to P2B or we're not going to be working with you. So that was when Bolaji now rose up to tell them that it should be the best candidate that win the election. It's not only about P2B or nothing. That's all. You see the old politicians saying that the P2B or nothing was bringing the, how do I call it, the verbal crisis and attacks in AADC. So you understand why there was no noise when other ones were there. So except now you have to look at, because obedience are not repentant of this matter and they don't care. It is P2B they want, whether you like it or not. And the attitude of P2B or nothing, simply like Philip said, the change they are looking for in Nigeria, they only see it in P2B.
Well, I wouldn't blame them for that. And the truth is that there is no Messiah anywhere. Obi is not a Messiah. That for now, he is the one that appeals to the youth.
Yeah.
Does not mean he has the whole solution within him. So these are Obi or nothing might not help him. In politics, it's not about negotiation. It's not about inclusiveness. You don't come to somebody's house and want to hijack it. You must negotiate yourself through. So, and I feel that they are making it hard for Obi. For me, I believe Obi is a politician, no matter how we see it, he is. For him to have joined, I feel that there should be a level of understanding between him and those that pioneers ADC for him to have joined. So that understanding or that agreement they reach, they should Fulham should allow it play out. They shouldn't make it hard for Obi to negotiate within that party, because if what they are doing, Labour obedience alone cannot win this election. That's just the truth. They need everybody on board. They need Atiku supporters. Atiku has followers. No matter how we look at it, he does. Amici does. Everybody does. He cannot turn those people off. Because if he forces them to sit back, your number alone cannot guarantee results. That's just the truth.
All right, so when you see politicians rising up, somebody like Bolaji Abdullahi saying that P2B or nothing is a divisive rhetoric, that they should stop that, can you count that as a gang up against P2B?
For me, this is where I align with Aisha Yesufu. That's a clear gang up. Because we have said it before, over and over, that ADC has given Obi nothing. But Obi has brought everything to ADC. Take, for instance, last week, there's Abuja area council election that's about to take place. In their campaigns, all the parties are campaigning. Who took it upon himself as a duty to campaign for the ADC, candidate? It was Obi. And how does that turn out? It increased the rating of the ADC almost immediately.
Yeah, I agree with you completely.
So I'm going somewhere. Yeah. So when you now said, and what, like the clip we have in the Zuba campaign ground, the people on their own were saying is OBADC.
Yeah.
That is no Obi.
Okay, no, see where
I'm going is this. When Aisha said that the people are ganging up, you see, don't forget Bola and the rest of them.
Yeah.
So if I agree with you to that, say gang up against.
Okay, so hold on now. Atiku was there to prepare the ADC before Obi arrived.
Of course.
So Ralph Aleboshola was there to prepare ADC before Obi arrived.
Very well.
So people were there to get ADC running before Obi arrived. Hold on, I'm coming.
Yes.
So those people that were there to prepare the place when Obi arrived, you think they also didn't contribute to ADC?
Let me come. You see, they were there, but they never prepared the ADC. Okay, let me finish. Because remember, I will take your mind back to the unveiling of the ADC. What made the ADC more interesting?
No, I was the one that said it.
Because Obi and Erefa.
No, let's not be rhetorical.
So if they had their own.
No, we are trying to establish for the people how the gang up can be verified.
Before I said I'm in agreement with you 80%. In the sense that Obi, as of today, is the bride of ADC.
Certainly.
So since you are aware that our man is the bride of ADC, so why threaten the party? Why say things that will turn people off? Get where people are saying, what people are saying, that if it was Atiku that went to campaign for ADC in these places, people won't come out. If it's Amici, people won't. So you are aware of your standing. So don't create division within the party. If Obi wasn't sure of getting the ticket and he joined ADC, that means it's foolish. So if he sincerely wants to run and he's not certain of joining, That is his political calculation is nonsense. So he on his own volition, without force, joined ADC. Be a party man. Put the people in check. Listen, Obi is the bride of ADC. Now, don't say things that will destroy the house you want to use to win the election.
Let me tell you, it's biblical that the violent take it by force. The obedient need to act the way they are acting to get what they want for this country. If they remain silent, you see, people, all of us agree that Atiku has been on this saddle since 1992, contesting to be president of this country, and he knows the best way to win primary. The most recent one was the 2023 presidential election. The course was clear for Wike to win that primary. See, but what happened? Atiku played the game and won.
I have a problem with what you're saying now because it's not being fair. If you are aware and you know that Atiku has a means of winning primaries, and you still want to enjoy, what position you are? No, see, for me, I believe there was an agreement reached.
Let me tell you,
between the parties.
If you remember, before coalition started, go back to about this time last year, I said it and I made it clear that if Obi choose to deputize Atiku, he's moving backward. Go and look at that broadcast. I think I remember, Peter Obi grassroots mobilization shared that video everywhere. If Peter Obi chooses by arrangement or by convenience or by any means to deputize Atiku, he's moving backward. If that will move the nation forward. Do you understand? And in some form, that could be a definition of patriotism. But the question is that he wants to step down. There's no consensus. Like even Kwankwaso we heard that Kwankwaso is saying that if it is guaranteed that Obi will bear the ticket and he will deputize, can join the ADC. That is very valid. You need to know the destination, my brother. If I select everybody, if I'm a pilot, everybody is on board this aircraft, and as everybody is on board, I say yes, we are ready to jet out, but we don't know the destination we are going, but we trust the capabilities of the people in the aircraft. You go say, no, wait, let me calm down. So you need to know the destination, and that is why other people are saying, since the destination is not determined, you cannot cry foul when other supporters from Atiku's base, Amechi's base, and even any other new person that might join. Remember, Kachuku was the flag bearer of ADC in 2023 election, and he has not told us that he doesn't want to run again. And he was one that came out fourth over. Is it fourth or fifth? Fifth overall. NMPP was fourth. He was one that came out fifth overall the whole nation. So he is still in court with ADC. So that's why many school of thought were saying, like Peter said, if he was certain he wasn't going to be given the ticket, instead of pitching his or allowing a situation where the rhetoric from his followers might look divisive and it will now look like other politicians are ganging up against him, why not solve it ab initio? Peter, your party was?
My party was ADC is a party. Most parties want to win an election. That's why I tell people they should tone it down. ADC is set up to win this election, and they will not be foolish enough to feed a candidate that will not help them win. So they should stop. They shouldn't be threatened by other people in the house. It's big enough to accommodate every person. They should be saying, if they're so confident about their candidate, which a lot of Nigerians are, they should let it play out, because ADC, for me, wants to win the election. They must put their best foot out.
Okay, now let me come to you. ADC came as a platform for coalition. As it is today, all other persons are resigning their membership. Of course, to partake in primary, you must be a member of that party. Coalition is an arrangement where different parties will come together, decide, and say, okay, we are going to use this party, and this is the candidates we are going to bring. So that candidate might be the only person that will even change his membership for the purpose of using that party. All other members of other parties need not change their membership, because that's a coalition. Is ADC a coalition today?
That is why Aisha Yesufu make the statement that I am supporting here today. Because if you...
Is ADC a coalition today?
That's the question. If you say it was a coalition, why forcing people to register in your party? So it's no longer a coalition, it's not a merger. And that is the danger. And that's why Aisha Yesufu say that, look, all this kind arrangement of relinquishing your party to come and register, it's no longer a coalition, but it's a plan to work against Peter Obi.
All right.
That is it.
All right. It's a plan to work against Peter Obi, but some others also believe that it's a plan for Peter Obi to work with the good, the bad, and the ugly in order to get what he wants. If you have chosen to play the music, you're going to be touched by certain instruments. We'll be right back.